good?
What's good? Thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
I seen you just went to New York City last week.
Yeah.
How was that? You did a show out there?
I did. It was really, really fun.
Yeah.
It was my first time performing outside of Virginia, so that was really cool. It was super cute. It was like a little it was a birthday party, and it was giving real house scene, super intimate.
Was it like at a house?
No, it was at a venue, but it was like a small, cute ass venue.
Even the Veda show, it just felt like some underground shit, like the Avant
exactly.
OnlyFans one.
Mm-hmm.
I just went to a random show the other day at Bria's. You know Bria?
Mm-hmm.
She had a show in her garage.
I seen that. Yeah.
It just felt like, I don't know, it just be feeling like some underground shit. Yeah, you can turn that.
Yeah. Thanks. But yeah, I love that vibe.
The
It's
house
nice.
scene?
Yeah. Or just that intimate feeling of like the undergroundness. Like I feel like if you're gonna do like a showcase, I think that can be like a warmer feel. Like when it's more intimate and it gives that like
a smaller venue?
Yeah, smaller venue, smaller like crowd, like all that.
And also it's just like, for me, the cool thing is...
Sorry.
You said sometimes?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because like actually not all the time, now that I'm thinking about it.
Like it's not always better to be...
Yeah, it's not always better.
An intimate setting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm high. I'm like...
To me, it's just like, I feel like when I was in like high school and middle school, like being hip on like artists before everybody else. That's how I feel when I interact with like the underground scene, and I can like put people on with artists they don't know about. Like, I feel that's almost like a forgotten thing with social media now, because like we all like get hip to artists kind of like at the same time. Somebody might just have like a viral music video, and that's kind of when we all find out about them, or like the majority of people. So I don't know if it's like a lost art searching the internet for underground artists your friends don't know about.
Real shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, who are you fucking with? You fucking with any underground artists right now? Like, who you fucking with that's not really known like that?
I feel like I'm not really fucking with any like super new like underground artists that I can think of. Like, of course I'm fucking with Veda. I don't know if she's considered underground though.
Probably.
And like who I just did the show in Brooklyn with, like her name is Jason. Fucking with her heavy. Like her music is so fucking good, and she's super underground. She makes like house, like kind of like electronic, like pop music. It's really good.
How'd you get hip to, or how'd you even get connected with the New York show? How'd you get out there?
So I got out there actually through the person whose birthday it was. He was just like, hey, I really want you to perform at my birthday party. And I was like, of course, that's so fun. And I knew I knew him, but I knew Jason a lot better. Like me and her go way back. So, and she was on the lineup. So it was like just me and her. So it was like cute.
So you drove out there?
No, I flew. I don't like driving too much.
I've been in New York twice. First time we took the fucking bus. The second time we drove. I don't know. I seen your fucking, we touched on like, you talking about like fucking underground music, like different styles of music. In your bio, I thought it was interesting on Instagram. I don't know, like this is how you describe your music. You said ethereal, I wrote it down, ethereal, digital, cyber, angel music.
Yeah.
Fuck do you mean by that?
I just feel like that just describes it, because it gives like real trance, real like dreamy, like doll like. And actually, like, shout out to this girl on Instagram. I don't even know her in real life. Like, I don't even know her actual name, but her Instagram name is like Earth to Jimmy. But she DM'd me and was like, that's how she described my music. And I was like, that's everything. Like, I'm about to put that in my bio. So shout out to her. But I agree with it. Yeah, I just think it helps describe it. I feel like I make really dreamy music, so it gives all that.
It's almost kind of, I feel like I like it too, because it like kind of takes it out of the box of genres. It's like
for sure.
Like
I have a hard time like putting myself in a genre category.
What do you pick on a genre when you go to like digital, like for the platforms? You
I
gotta pick a
typically
genre.
do experimental, but like I try sometimes to like niche in, so like it'll be better for me. Yeah, but that shit is hard.
Picking a genre.
Yeah.
I got hip to you kind of just, I feel like just seeing you like at shows and stuff. I seen you perform at Nomadic Land, at the Veda show, the Only Friends Avant shit. I don't know if you maybe kind of just start there. You want to just tell us kind of like coming up, early life, how you even got into fucking doing creative stuff?
Yeah, so here you go. Thank you. So I started making music. Like, I started dabbling. Like, back in high school, I would like sing people's hooks for them. And it was like cute and fun, but I thought I wanted to be a rapper.
And
So
where were
I
you
started.
born and raised at?
I was born and raised in like Newport News, Hampton. And I lived in Florida for a little bit, but it was not that long.
Okay.
But I wanted to be a rapper, so I thought like I was gonna go that route. So at first I was like rapping a little bit, but then I realized like my shit was just too poetic, like it was too deep, like that shit. Nobody wanted to hear that shit. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll go back to singing. So I started singing again, like probably 2018 or so. I started making music, like releasing shit. And then I got pregnant, like after I only had dropped like 2 songs. So so it was like maybe like a 2-3 month span of me like dropping music, and then I like stopped again because when I was pregnant I just like wasn't feeling it, because it was like hard to find like inspiration, like I'm pregnant, so I was like thinking about drugs and stuff. So,
That's not a good look. You coming out pregnant,
right,
coming out
it
the
was
gate
like,
talking
you know,
about
I'm not living the same life, so
Polly Purse.
right, so it's like I took a break from music for a couple years, and then I just started like making music again, or like putting music out, because I've always made music but I just don't put it out. But like putting music out probably like 2021 maybe. It's probably been like 2 years.
So from 2018 when you got pregnant, you didn't start again for 2 years?
Or almost 3 years. I took a long time before, because I didn't start dropping music again until like 2021, I think.
So what was that first year like? I mean, so you get pregnant, you
So-
gotta stop making music.
Right. So the first year was like kind of hard because I didn't have that much experience. So it wasn't hard to make the music, because like creating art is like the easiest part. But I'd say like I just wasn't too sure about like my sound, I guess. I needed to hone in on my sound, because like I knew I wanted to sing, but I didn't want to be R&B, like, because that's just not really me, and I don't want to go that genre route. So it took me like a little bit to hone in on my sound, I'd say, that first year. And then I dropped an EP, and the EP definitely was way more like experimental, and I feel like I kind of honed in more, and it was a lot better. But since then I've only dropped 1 single, so
And that EP is Stargirl, right?
yeah.
That was, I think you put that out October 2022.
Yeah.
Also, even just kind of stepping away from the music. I feel like I've went through periods in my life like that as well. Because kind of since I started creating, I always felt like I was chasing this feeling, and I would have kind of like moments, or like I would always kind of like categorize them as waves of inspiration, and I felt like they would come and go. And in the beginning, I felt like I was doing something wrong because I couldn't stay tapped into that zone of being inspired. But then I realized, like, as time went on, I feel like it's like that. It's not always gonna be. You're not always gonna be like super inspired in that zone, and that's what makes it kind of even more special when it does come. It's like you're kind of just like showing up, and when it finds you, you like want to be there.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I feel the same way, like, honestly. Like, I feel like it really is just waves of like creativity and inspiration. Like, you can always be like a creative person and always be getting inspired, but it's like you don't want to get burnt out. So it's like you can burn yourself out, like trying to just go and not giving yourself that like room of like waves of like when you're feeling it and when it's like not it. So I definitely feel that completely.
I seen somebody talk about the other day, like, the way to not get burned out is to make stuff and have 0 expectations.
Real shit. Literally. You have to have like fun hobbies. Like, I feel like as a creative, something that really helps me is like I try to have hobbies where I'm like creating things that aren't tied to the like weight of like success and failure. You know, it's like I make music because I want to be successful in it, and then like I want to monetize in that and make like money in a career, but like I try to do like other things too where it's like I don't give a fuck, and I just like keep it to myself. Like I like paint, or like I'm really like crafty. Like right now, like I'm crocheting and it's like fun and it's like cute.
What are you crocheting? My friend Avery actually just started crocheting.
I'm working on a bikini right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I used to make rugs or like just anything. Like you can just like do stuff that's like not tied to that.
Are you hip to this on crocheting? She kind of told me this. I kind of didn't believe it at first. I literally Googled it, but apparently there's not a machine that can crochet. Have you heard about this? I don't know if you want to look this up too, but it's like apparently crocheting is so like the pattern that you guys do it in, it can't be done by a machine, which sounds crazy because we have machines that create fucking everything. But apparently that's the thing. I didn't know about that.
That's crazy. I didn't know that either.
So you're doing a skill that can't be taken by
that shit's hard. So I believe it. It's hard, bro. Like that shit took me so long to learn. I had to like keep trying. Like I started over my bikini probably like 5 times.
So that's your first piece?
Yeah.
Oh, so you just started recently then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I had tried it out like a couple months ago in the summer, but it was just so hard and I couldn't figure it out. So I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm going to do something else. And then recently I was like, I should pull that back out and like try it. And I figured it out, but it's like still really hard.
What material are you making that? Because isn't crocheting like yarn? Isn't that like not a good material to make a bikini out of? Wouldn't that get wet and like, am I tripping or wouldn't that like fall apart? Right?
Well, I don't feel, no, it won't.
Okay.
Because I have a crocheted bikini and it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. It's just fabric in a sense. Like, is it?
Even on like you touching on things, you touching on like having hobbies and stuff to do that doesn't have the weight of success on it. I've been kind of talking about that with Karen as well. Like, I want Off-World to have like other businesses outside of the art that we can fund the art with. Because I feel like I don't want to get to a point where we have to make decisions like on the art based on money. Like, let's do this because it's going to make more money, or let's do this. Like, I want to try to avoid that. So I feel like the way to do that is to kind of fund the art from like separate things.
Yeah, I completely agree. I have those thoughts as well.
Yeah. So, okay. So 2018, you get pregnant, you put it down for a couple years. What was that process of what was that process of like getting back into it?
It was difficult at first because it's just like difficult being a female. Like I feel like in the music industry in general. So it took me a little while to like find people I could really work with to help me like do things. And it made me really rely on myself and really like have to like learn at least the basic things like on my own, you know, to like be able to make music the way I wanted to.
Like what basic things?
Like just recording myself in general. Like I record myself at home. So it's like, and it's way more convenient and it like works for me better. And at first though, like trying to go to the studio and stuff like that, like it was a lot. So
how do you look at being a girl in the game right now? Because I feel like, especially in hip hop, girls is kind of, they're taking over right now.
I think girls are everything right now. I think that, I think it's like, it's definitely a girl's world at the moment for sure. But it's like a girl's world in reality. But I think in retrospect, still to like most individuals, they're not focused on the females and like, you know, they don't care. But in reality, like the girls.
What do you mean by that?
I feel like a lot of people don't be giving too much like emphasis or too much care on like female musicians, like especially I'd say in Virginia, like to an extent. I mean, it's to an extent. I think like there is like, they do like there's females out here for sure that are doing their thing and that are like definitely like, you know, all of that, all of the above. But I'd say that at the same time, there's so many like, Virginia's definitely a showcase kind of place. And there's so many events that showcase artists and there'll be like one female in the lineup and it'll be like 10 people. Or like if there's 5 people, it's still like maybe one female. Or there's events where there's not even one female in the lineup. Or like,
I feel like you gotta try to not have a damn girl in a lineup around here. There's really a lot of girls out here making hard shit.
There is, exactly. But I'm like, I feel like it should be, it's not like equal for sure. It's still not equal.
Even going back to the Veda show, that was like damn near a whole girl lineup.
That was great.
That was like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like girls have been carrying the game because we got bored with the guys. They've been talking about the same thing. It's the same stories, the same. They rapping the same. The music videos look the same. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
The girls are having fun with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, we're experimenting. Like, I don't know. The girls are the moment, honestly, right now. Yeah.
You also, you went to London. Did you go to London? How was that?
It was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
How long were you out there? Did you fucking create anything out there? Like,
Yeah, I did create a little something out there, but it's nothing I don't think I'm gonna end up doing anything with. Yeah, but I enjoyed myself. It was cool. Like I was there for a little while, and I have family up there, so I'd be going to visit them.
and then, so you say you from Hampton, Newport News, or Hampton or Newport News, because that matters to us.
Does
Which
it matter?
one? Yeah.
So I'd say
Oh, so you lived in both though?
I lived in both of them,
Okay, well,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like like pretty much almost exactly equally.
Yeah.
Like from like Newport News, like I was born in Hampton, but I moved to Florida. But I came back to Virginia like 2nd grade. I lived in Newport News until 7th grade. But then 7th grade through the rest of high school, I lived in Hampton. So it's almost like exactly equal.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Kickingham.
I went to work. Didn't you go to Kickton? Phoebus. I don't know. It's like a lot of stuff. A lot of the scene around here is like across the water. So we get hyped when we hear people are from this
Me
side of the
too.
water.
I'm the same way, for real, because like I moved to Norfolk like for my adult years, and so like that's when I really discovered like the like art scene for like Black alts, like, and it was like, oh, this is really cool.
You said for
and
Black
stuff.
alts?
Yeah, I feel
Alternative?
Like, yeah.
You want to go into that? What do you mean by that? Come on, Black alts.
No, I just feel like there's definitely like a scene in Norfolk like for Black alternative people, and I feel like that is the scene and like that is the moment, and that's what's like, you know, it's like Black people that aren't afraid to like be experimental, that like make any kind of music, any kind of artistry, like different forms of art, like lots of mixed media, you know what I mean, like just like it gives that. So yeah, and I feel like in Hampton, Newport News, we have a scene like that for sure, but
I feel like we more hood out
it's a
here.
little different. Exactly. Exactly.
That's usually what people say.
I was trying to think like what would be the way to like say, yeah, no, literally. It's like it's definitely different for sure. So
Like out here, you won't see like in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, where you'll literally go to a bar and it's filled with majority of creatives in there.
exactly.
You won't see that, and it's just something. It feels special. Like when it just feels like inspiring when you're around. Even if you guys don't really like know each other that well, just kind of being in places where other people that you know are like chasing the same thing or at, you just get like motivated by it.
For sure. And it's so nice to just like have spaces where we can congregate, especially as young people. Like,
and you say, see, for real, we don't even need the spaces. We're gonna make it happen either way. You see,
Period.
Bria put it in her garage.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. So you dropped Stargirl. That's 2022. That was your first. So that was your first thing after coming back and making it after being pregnant. You want to touch on Stargirl a little bit, and also what just like your experience being a mother.
So Stargirl is definitely dear to my heart. It was a tape that I made pretty like quickly, kind of out the blue. I didn't plan to like necessarily make a tape, but it's just where my heart was at. It's super cute. It's dear to me. Like I made all those songs in my living room, just like, well, a lot of times when my daughter was napping, I'd just be like, real quick, let me just. But yeah, so it's a cute tape, and I feel like it's a good starting point to show my range, like, and just my versatility. So it's cool. So that'd be that on that. Like it did well, and I'm happy with it. So.
Which I think you put out 2 videos from that, right?
Just one.
Kim Possible, right? And
like that was like a short visual, but like yeah, pretty much like 2. But
nah, which one is the one where you had the wings?
Down the rabbit hole.
Down a rabbit hole?
Yeah.
That was a fire video too.
Thank you.
I fuck with that.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. It was beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Justin. But yeah, so that's that. And then motherhood, touching on motherhood, like what about it? Like just it in general.
How did it affect you? Did it change you in any way? Like you know?
It definitely changed me. It changed me so much because if you know me, before I was a mom, shout out to you, because I was definitely wild. So I was like very wild, just an alt grunge ass bitch, like just very
right, streets
like,
out here.
do what I want. Yeah. So it was like definitely it changed me. It slowed me down. It just helped me become more grounded and just really focus in on like life and what it means to just like really plant seeds and like, you know, fertilize them and grow with life. So yeah, motherhood definitely changed me. When I became a mom, I was like DJing at the time, and I was like up and like coming and learning, and I was so happy, and it like stopped everything for me. So it changed me too, in the sense of like realizing the patience that comes with like artistry, and like we talked about the waves and the ebb and flow of like things and inspiration, because like I said, at first it was a little hard for me to be inspired like in the way I was previously used to being inspired for my life of like art wise, because I was a mom, like I'm just like at home like changing diapers, so it's like, you know, but I've learned to find that like medium. So
I don't know why I always, like, for me, I always felt like, I don't know if I'd be able to do it if I had a kid right now, but maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, because, I mean, like, my mom was always telling me, don't wait so long, because you can do it, like, at the same time. I don't know. Maybe she's right. Old ass daddy. Also, I was actually talking to my mom the other day. I was like, yo, you know, there's like, I know people that like have met their great grandparents. And that will only happen, I guess, if you have kids, you know what I'm saying, younger, but I don't know. Have you met your great grandparents?
no.
Really? Yeah, I never met either one of my granddads. That's why I feel like I have like not an affection, that sounds kind of gay, but talking to older men, like older men, because I never really met my grandpa like that, so I feel like I have this like missing connection there.
That's deep.
You talking about planting seeds?
Yeah.
You talking about like as far as like your kid, like planting like seeds, like in your kid, and like ideas and stuff like that.
You said, do I plant seeds?
Is that what you meant? Like, what did you mean by planting seeds?
Oh, just planting seeds, just in life in general, like because now I have like a lineage, so to think about. So just really like good seeds, like within my heart and within my choices and stuff like that. But I do try to plant good seeds in my daughter for sure, because yeah, it's my little bean. So
That's your little bean.
it's my little bean.
Plant seeds. Yeah, sometimes like I feel like I plant a lot of seeds and I forget where I planted them at.
Damn.
I don't know. What the fuck? Oh, also on down the rabbit hole. Yeah, what some rabbit holes you been down? Like, so you get on YouTube and you go down some rabbit holes. That's how I took that. What did you mean by that?
So yeah, not saying that's what I meant by it, but I be going down cult rabbit holes. Like I'm so interested in cults. Like they just really fascinate me.
Cult leader vibes.
Ooh, that's
You
tough.
can be a cult leader.
Thank you. But no, that shit is so fascinating to me. So I just saw one like recently that was like the cult of Mother God. That shit was so fucking crazy. It was like,
What's that?
it was about this cult leader, and like they believed that drinking and like getting as high as you like possibly can, it's like good for you, like alcohol's medicine and all that. And like they talked to the god like of Robin Williams, like the comedian.
That's who they worship in their cult? Okay. It's probably not a bad guy to worship.
They would ask him questions. They'd be like, Robin said no. Like, he's talking to me. And like,
What?
yeah, it was really crazy. But pretty much end of the story, like, they ended up, like, the cult leader died. And they just kept her body and were, like, transporting it. And, like,
Is that the one they made a mummy out of her? Is it a girl?
Mm-hmm.
They made a mummy out of her body?
Mm-hmm. She was like a mummy.
I seen like I didn't watch it, but I think I just seen like a meme about it. I didn't see the Robin Williams thing.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
their cult was loving alcohol and worshiping Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm. And Mother God. She was God.
And she was the god.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who would I see it? But I think somebody was talking about that. Basically, it was like how the cult pretty much switched on her. Like she created the cult by being the god or whatever, and then like then even how were they saying it? I think they were saying like she couldn't get out of the cult. Like it came to a point where the cult was big enough and it was like real enough to where they like forced her to continue. Something like that. I don't know. Or did you watch it? Is this like a documentary? Where did you watch this at?
I watched this on HBO Max.
I gotta tap into that. I gotta tap in.
Yeah.
I just seen a cool show on I want to say it was on Netflix. It was like Society of the Snow. It was about this rugby team that was in a plane crash. It's actually based on a true story. They were in a plane crash in like some snowy mountains and plane crash, and like it was like 40 of them. I forgot how many of them survived, but some of them survived by eating like the other teammates. And they were out there for like 60, 70 days.
Some of that.
I'm like, yo, all these like fucking survival movies have been dropping. Like dropping hints on what happens to humanity in times of crisis and what happens when you go into survival mode. I don't know. I
So
feel
would
that's
you
weird.
eat somebody?
Say again?
Would you eat somebody?
Would I eat somebody? I mean, I would like to say no, but I feel like we can't really even imagine that feeling once you really get into like real starvation. And some of them, well, even in that show, some of them are like telling each other like if I die, I give you permission to eat my body, so like you can survive. So it might come in something like that, like and huh?
They might have waited till they froze.
Eat a frozen body. I don't know. What any other cults you into? I feel like you're at home Googling how to start a cult. This is the ethereal digital cyber angel music cult.
Literally. Alpha bitch cult. But nah, I'm not like there's none that I'm really into per se, but I just find them interesting. They just fascinate me. So, but I could like go on and on about them. So
just how people like just
like
fall
different
into
ones.
that.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, it's exactly.
It's something about a human, like what is it, like human psychology? We need something to follow, or we need something to believe in.
Yeah, it's like interesting. It's interesting the extent that people like will go. Like these motherfuckers were worshiping Robin Williams. Like they're listening to Robin Williams. Like how do you not hear that sounds insane? Like it's pretty crazy.
And then if somebody asks you to join a cult that's worshiping Robin Williams, and you know he like, rest in peace, committed suicide, it's like you think in the back of your head, like, where is this cult leading? Like, what is where is this gonna happen? What is it gonna lead to?
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, it's like people need something to believe in. People love being a part of groups. That's why you see a lot of that even with just ideologies. Yeah. Whatever, like woke culture now, whatever the fuck they're calling it. But it's like, yeah, people want to be. It's hard to stand on your own. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, the sheep. It's a herd mentality.
Yeah.
Real shit. But yeah, people be just wanting people though, for real. It's really just human nature though, in a sense, because everybody just wants to be loved and feel like they're in a community.
I was talking about that on live the other day. Something like, we're talking about like human nature and like just the scene out here. And people were talking about like, you know, they always say it's like crabs in a bucket mentality. I don't know. I wouldn't really blame that on this area. I would kind of say that's human psychology as well, human nature. Because I'm looking at it as like, even back to like we're talking about starving. Like if everybody is starving, like if you're starving and everybody's in your neighborhood is starving, it's kind of hard to like think about your neighbor. Like you're trying to feed yourself and your family. So we kind of go into survival mode. I would say that's the same shit with the scene out here. Like none of us are really successful like that yet. So I think we're all kind of in survival mode. So that's why it's not like 100% unity. I think if we start seeing more people become successful and then like reaching back a little bit, we'll see more of that unity. What do you think about that? And it's kind of just the scene around here right now, because you've been out here creating since like 2018. Yeah. Or you said a little before that.
I'd say like, yeah, I agree with that. I feel like we've definitely come a long way in terms of unity. I'd say since like 2018 for sure. Like, but I don't know. I don't really have that many thoughts on that, honestly. Like I don't. Yeah. I just feel like I just be in my own lane, just doing my own thing. So I don't even think too much on all that. Yeah. Like I feel like ultimately living in Virginia, like in a place like this, like of course it'd be nice if people came back and like helped and like, you know, showcased people from where they're from and all that kind of stuff. But really, like, we can't rely on that, obviously. We all know that. But it's like, I feel like for me, I just try to focus on being international. Like, I just want people outside of Virginia to know my name, so I don't even really care if anybody comes back and puts me on. You know what I mean? But I'm going to come back.
You going to come back?
I'm going to come back and put people on.
I don't know if anybody can put people on, though. That's my whole thing. In a sense, yeah. First of all, I don't even think you need to be put on. It's like with the internet, bro, like, I just say go viral. Like, I'm kind of on the same thing. We're trying to reach people outside the area. We want people out here to fuck with us, too. And it's like, that's part of the people in the world. Right. But we're trying to reach further. Right. And it's like, I just really see people getting kind of caught up in the local politics and just the numbers right now. And that kind of just, it almost paralyzes them from continuing to put out more work, which is what you literally need to do to get bigger. I don't know. So I think you can really kind of get paralyzed by looking at the numbers.
That's real, yeah.
I like seeing organic shit, authentic shit. Like even you, I think you had posted I forgot which video it was now, but you had posted a post. It was like this video just did like 300 views in like the first 2 weeks, and you were excited about that.
Yeah.
Genuinely, and that's far as you should be. But it's like people don't even appreciate that.
Yeah.
They don't even appreciate 100 people listening to their music. Like, how you gonna appreciate 1 million people listening to your music?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So I feel like you have to definitely like take note of the small ripples you make in your own little pond before you like think about, you know,
We in
all
a
that
pond
kind of
right now
stuff.
making ripples.
Period.
Oh, you can spark that if you want, by the way. That's right there. Okay. So your newest release is Girls Like Girls.
Girls Like Girls. 'Cause
Single.
They do.
The workout video.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. Something about workout videos that's fired me. You have a hard
Right.
one. Drew Famous has a hard workout video. I forgot for which song. I kind of want to make a clip of y'all just like working out side by
That'd be so
side. It's like a
funny.
fucking. It's like who went harder, Drew or Mimi?
That'd be funny. But yeah, that's my last single. It's cute and it's fun. I think it's a fun bop. I made that song like about my old manager. She was so cute and I had a big crush on her, but she was like 40 with a husband and kids.
Was it gonna work out?
No,
Damn.
but every day she'd just be laughing at everything I said. I'm like, oh, you like that? She was cute.
Wait.
It was cute.
So why is she your old manager? Y'all don't work together anymore?
No, I quit my job.
I'm thinking of like music
Yeah.
manager.
No. It was I used to be a banker. So when I was working at the bank,
Was it teller? You were a teller?
it was cute. It was fun, but it was stressful.
Is it like funny like seeing like knowing how much money people have in their account?
Yes.
If somebody comes up and is like rude at the bank, like, bro, you got like $12 in your fucking account.
No,
Relax.
literally. But also,
Yeah.
like, it was interesting seeing the people that, like, you wouldn't expect that got hella money. Like, especially when it was, like, young people, I'd be wondering, like, how you get all that money? Like,
Well, obviously, we're not gonna say the person's name, but what's the most money you've seen in somebody's account?
I don't know, like, a lot. Like, over 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't too much. Ain't too bad. I was like $1 million or something.
We used to move weight in that bank, like, for real. It was crazy.
Really?
Hell yeah. Like, before we would open, lots of money. I won't be too specific because y'all don't rob them.
What was the, like, while we're on the bank, what was the vault code?
Right. Right. But yeah. But like I said, working at the bank is a stressful job. Like, can't do it. So
What's some other jobs you had?
before that I was a mental health skill builder.
What's that?
So it was kind of a job that had lots of like multifaceted. So I was like running transitional homes for the homeless, but only men, and they had like certain things like about them. And so I was doing that. It was like 2 houses, and I was their mental health skill builder, so I'd help them build skills mentally, but also like I was helping them with
Is that
their
like a
home
therapist,
and, like,
or
with
is that
life.
like actual like
It's
what
not
kind of skills you mean?
So it really depended on the person, but like it was like a range of like life skills, like finding a place to live, you know, like things like that, getting IDs, things like that, food and all that. But then also like career skills as well as like mental health. So if they needed someone to talk to, like what they're going through, giving advice, helping them out, like, but as well as with like they would have co-occurring disorders, so it would be like also with like their medication, and it would be like me that would help them like connect with a long-term counselor or like
Damn, that sounds like it
things
was like
that.
a lot of weight on you. I feel like that's like
It
5 jobs right
was.
there.
No, it was, and that's why I
Yeah.
also had to leave that job. I'm a firm believer of
Quitting
like
jobs when it's
yeah, exactly. I just feel like you should listen to your body and like not get caught up in a capitalistic society. If you have the opportunity to, then like don't like just work yourself to death. Like if you are feeling like, hey, like this isn't good for my body, and I don't, because I love doing that because that's like my field of study. I have a degree in that kind of stuff.
What's
but
your degree?
Human services.
Okay.
So it's like that's my thing. But like you said, it was a lot. So that's a 24-hour job. Like you're always on a call kind of thing. Like
So you're like meeting up with them, having like one-on-one meetings with different
yeah, I was
people.
like running their houses as well though. So it was like it was up to me to like get them like groceries, help them get food. Help them get like clothes, furniture, like all these kinds of things on top of all the other things. Plus, like I said, they had co-occurring disorders, and a lot of them were active users when they came to me. So I was also like helping with like the addiction process can be, you know, that like whole thing is like a lot. So, you know,
How long were you doing that? And
I was
I guess based off your experience of doing that, what would you say? Okay, because it sounds like these people that are kind of in these situations are facing a lot of different battles. What in your experience, what is like kind of the hardest battle you think some of these people are facing?
So I think the hardest battle that a lot of them are facing is the lack of support, because like if you find yourself in a situation where you are homeless, like it's typically due to like you have no support, you have no one, like, you know, and that's like hard as it is just as a human. You know, we all crave connection and love, but in general, like with no support, it's very hard to create a life when you have nothing. So it's like, and there's no one to help you. And so yeah, I'd say that's the main thing. So just little things, little ways we can help. You can always donate your things, especially men. Like women typically donate their clothes to like women's shelters or churches and things like that, but men typically do not. And they'll like just take it to the thrift store, or they'll throw it away, or there's just it's just
Take
like
it up
whatever.
to those closet and get like $2
Right,
for their fucking
exactly.
Jordans.
But it's like, you know, you can always donate stuff to facilities that do these things, like transitional housing and things of that such. So
Yeah, I feel like that's like a growing problem in our society.
yeah, because that was the second biggest thing I'd say. Just the lack of resources just sucked. It was hard. I was like scouting churches every day. I'd have like a list of every church in like each city and like what days they did food drive and what days, because I'd have to like scout to like just get one of my guys like a pair of shoes, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is horrible.
Oh, like going to different churches trying to find different
like a
things
pair for
people.
each person. It's just like it's hard. It's tough. Yeah.
So you went to college for that. How'd you know you wanted to get into like something like that?
I'm just really into that. I'm into all that kind of like social work kind of stuff and just activism and like human rights and all of that. So, and I always have been. That's my ultimate like goal in like life, is to do more with that. So,
Does that play in any way into your music? Because I feel like, just from outside looking in, it's like you kind of have this different level of understanding on just human psychology and human like suffering almost. So does that play into your music? Like, I feel like maybe that make it easier for you to connect with fans on a certain level.
I don't know if it makes it easier for me to connect with fans, just because the kind of person I am ultimately, despite the knowledge. But I'd say that it definitely plays into my drive in my music, because, you know, I want to make money off of my music, and I'm going to make money off of it and be rich and famous, and I can use that to like give back and do what I want to do for the community better.
Yeah, I just feel like that's like a growing problem in our society. You're seeing, especially in these bigger cities. Like I just watched, I think Channel 5 just dropped a documentary on Philly. It's called like Philly Streets. And it's literally just, people just literally like damn near dying, just laying on the street. They're doing, I guess this new drug is called Trank. It's like a horse tranquilizer that people are doing.
Wow.
And it's like super dangerous. And it's like, yeah, you've seen it in these bigger cities. And what I've been saying too, excuse me, it's like we want our area to be like popping and shit. Like some of these bigger cities like LA, Atlanta, New York, we want to be known as this hub for entertainment, arts, whatever. But I feel like with that comes a lot of these negative aspects you see in these bigger cities, like homelessness, crime, drugs. So I've been kind of talking to a few people. I don't really know the answer, but how we can get ahead of that. Because if we're like expecting our area to become this bigger hub, I feel like we should probably put in some type of precautions before we get there to not experience those things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's real. I don't know how we would get ahead of that though, honestly. Especially in a place like this where like people do be racist. So, yeah. And I feel like we've already noticed in recent years, like, as there's been so much change and it's become more city-like in certain areas, especially like on the other side of the water, it's been giving like what it's giving. I feel like the gentrification has been pretty like strong though. So it's like we're already seeing like the corruption, I feel like, on a smaller scale of what could come. So I don't even think we can combat that, honestly.
Yeah, we've heard these stories of racism out here time and time again, and like especially with venues. I know out here we had one. I always forget. Is it called PTC? Not PTC. The pool shit. What's the thing? POC. We've heard stories of them in the past doing like
Yeah.
weird like racist activities. Kello actually just called me recently. I forgot the girl's name right now, and I forgot the name of the venue. But there's some venue in Norfolk that this lady and her husband were trying to book like an art show at for like a few months, and then it turns out like they feel like they're being racist towards them and not wanting to work with them.
Yeah.
And Kello had hit me up. I think they're gonna do some type of like, I think they reached out to Wavy TV10. They're gonna do like coverage on it. I don't know what the updates on that are, but so you see like stuff like that still going on.
Yeah.
Then you're touching on gentrification. I thought it was super interesting too on that same documentary that Channel 5 did on the Philly streets. He's the first person that I ever heard say this term. Have you ever heard of proxy wars? So a proxy war is like we hear about it with governments. Like governments basically like Russia and China, or let's say China and America will have a proxy war. And what that means is they'll have a war through other countries. So America will fund this country, China, whoever will fund this other country, and those countries will fight. And that's a proxy war because these soldiers, America and China, aren't directly fighting, but they're funding the fighting of other, right? So what this dude, Andrew Callahan on Channel 5 was saying is the trank market in Philadelphia is a proxy war between, who did he say? He said the Chinese manufacturers of this drug, and it was like the Mexican cartel.
Oh wow.
And I've never heard anybody like call that a proxy war, like just like something like that. That's not like countries going to war.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird. But also on gentrification, that's what they do over there. They literally had these like the whole area was this trank market. Like it was the whole area at first was like everybody outside doing these drugs and shit. Then they pushed it to one corner of the city of the area. They blocked it off from the other areas. And what happened was when they fucking when it was in the whole area, it brought the property value down in the whole area. They pushed all the people into one corner, so now all this was clear, but the property value was already down. While it was down, they bought it up, made it all nice, and once they make it nice, they're gonna kick it out of the whole area. And it's like, so people say that's their plan to get cheap real estate and make a lot of money
It's a damn
by
shame.
kind of corrupting the city, which is like crazy.
It's a shame, honestly. It's sad.
Okay, so you go to college for that. Where'd you go to college at?
I went to ODU.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're really going to ODU parties since like high school. That was the vibes back then.
Yeah.
ODU, VCU. Okay. So you drop Girls Like Girls. What are you working on right now?
I don't even know. I'm just working. Yeah. I'm just recording, and I'm just going to see where it takes me.
Recording yourself? At home?
Yeah.
Who's like, who's like doing your production, like your videos? I don't know if you want to get more into like some music shit.
So, production-wise, like my engineer, Omni Keys, he does a lot of it. And then I kind of work with anybody that sends me a beat that I like. So I worked with a couple people, but I get stuff from YouTube still too. Because, when in doubt, you can find some shit on YouTube usually if you really need some shit. So
When you use YouTube beats, are you looking for ones with low amounts of views? Or do you not care about that?
that's a really good question.
Like you rapping on beats that have 2 million views?
No. Maybe. I don't know. I might. Because my shit could be better.
Yeah.
So, or like everybody's shit could be good, so. But I don't even pay attention to that, actually, You just brought that into perspective for me. Now I'm going to like pay attention to that. I usually just, if I like the beat, I just snatch it up.
Damn, I hope I ain't just fuck you up.
No.
That's what me and bro was doing. I was like, bro, damn, it's like already 10 million people heard this beat. At least 1,000 people had to make a song on it.
Right. That's a really good point.
More and more people are fucking not even posting their fucking music on streaming services these days.
Yeah.
I think Will just took all his music off platforms.
Why?
I don't know. She said, why? Bro don't want to play the game. He bowed out the game.
Damn.
For real though. I don't know.
Do you
Shit getting mad
is your
ethereal.
stuff still on like streaming platforms?
Who?
Yours?
My stuff?
Yeah.
My music?
Yeah.
How you know I make music?
I've heard your music.
You ain't heard my music.
I've heard some
Did you
of your
really?
music. I've heard,
Bro?
yeah, a little
My
bit.
shit's on platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. I do feel like it's about to be a shift in the game as far as how we consume music. I don't know what it is. I don't know how, if it's even possible to know what it is. I don't know. Like, I'm imagining when it was CD time still. Like, did people imagine streaming services? I don't know.
Right.
Maybe in the future, music we'll have a chip in our head, so like that you'll just download it straight to your chip. Shit getting real ethereal.
Yeah.
You feel me? We're all gonna be in the AI cult.
It's getting real cyber in here.
It's getting real cyber. I just watched The Matrix the other day, actually, again.
I've been thinking I need to watch it, but it's really gonna hit. It hits more and more as the years go by. It's like, oh my gosh, this is spooky.
I think, honestly, watching it this last time, I was like, bro, we might actually be in a Matrix. I don't know.
Do you ever really think like that we really are just like puppets in like a dollhouse? Have you seen that theory?
What do you mean by that?
It's like that there is some kind of omnipotent like spirit that is controlling things ultimately, and he put us in like a dollhouse in a sense, like, or on the earth. And like we have free will, so we're dolls that can move around, but ultimately like he has the final say, you know. So it's kind of like, but it's like he's just watching us. Or it's like, what if someone else is watching us, like other people? Or like, what if
That's
like other dimensions are like, what, you know what I mean? Like, what if it goes on and on? It's like a game.
I definitely believe in other dimensions. Like, I feel like there's like a million versions of us sitting here doing this in other dimensions. One of them, you're holding the fucking joint in your left hand. One of them, you got your glasses like on your head. You know what I'm saying? It's like little slight changes.
Right.
My kind of the theory I've heard recently that's been like kind of blown my mind is okay. So you know how they say we're conscious? We're the only conscious things we kind of know in the universe, human beings. And they say we're made out of stardust. Like, so we're made out of the same material that the whole universe is made out of, right? So the theory is that we are the universe experiencing itself through consciousness. So like the universe created humans to experience itself, which is the universe. And it's like, I don't know, that's kind of crazy to me.
No, that is crazy. Yeah. I'm high, so that was like, I felt like that gif of the lady with all the like mathematics like in the,
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
No, the funniest shit I've seen of it, I think I saved the shit, it was a fucking kid. It was a kid arguing with his dad. The kid is like probably like 7. He's telling his dad, he's like, you know how I know we're not in a simulation? His dad was like, how? Some shit. He fucking walked over and just smacked his dad in the face. His dad looked at it for a second, just fucking grabbed him up. I don't know. I think that what we all grew up in our lifetimes knowing as far as like science and how the world works, how the fucking universe works, I think that's all about to get challenged, and like we're gonna have new theories, new things. Like everything, science is always like fucking, we know what we know.
Yeah.
So once we have this, and then all throughout time, it's these revelations of like new science or new ways to look at the world, and that changes our whole perspective. And I don't know if we haven't really had one of those in a while, but I feel like that's coming. It might be with the aliens. It might be with the alien technology. I don't know, but are you tapping into at all like what's going on with the aliens right now?
So
a lot of alien talk going on.
I saw that shit and I haven't tapped into it yet. I'm like, I need to brace myself to sit down and get into it. I'm nervous. Is it bad? Is it crazy?
It seems kind of crazy. I don't know if I say it bad. Honestly, we see movies that say aliens are evil, but something tells me my gut feeling is like that aliens are nice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So is it like people are really saying that there's like aliens here, or like are they like saying they're seeing them up in the sky? Like,
depends on who you talk to. So the government's been having different meetings. They say that they have the ships. They're seeing them all throughout the sky. Then you got other people that say there's like different aliens walking amongst us. You got people that say that we're the aliens. I don't know.
Okay. Would you think that we're the aliens?
I don't know. I feel like an alien sometimes. I feel like we all might be sleeper aliens. Like you don't even know you're an alien, but they might just turn it on.
Imagine. That's crazy.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so Stargirl, the EP out right now. That's your only project, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to lead the people with? Anything else you want to touch on? We like exclusive shit. If you want to let the people know something exclusive that's coming or whatever, like, we welcome that.
Nope.
No? Okay. I tried. Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you for coming through.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Already. We thank you guys for tuning in. We do have a sponsor for this episode. Shout out to Zaysel Media. They're in Virginia Beach, I believe, like a production studio, multidisciplinary production studio. You can get with them for all different things. We'll have their link in the description. Shout out to Canderwealth. Yeah. Check out Mimisuki. We'll have all her links in the description as well.
Wait, where should I look? Like this one.
You can look at that one.
This one, okay.
That's you right there.
Bye.
Hell yeah. I will see y'all soon. Peace.
All right, cool.